Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This video we're going to just talk about a little bit more about HTML forms, how they work and so forth. So key items that we want to review in this lesson is we'll review HTML forms. We want to talk about JSF UI components, JSF page structure, creating forms with JSF, and also JSF form UI components. So basically the same thing. So what we want to do is think about different forms that we could use. So let me go back to Firefox again real quick, and we've used that. So let me use an example. So let me go out to let's do TripAdvisor. Okay. So you go out to TripAdvisor and say you want to, well, you know what? Let me actually use Expedia. I think it has a better example of what I'm trying to get at. All right, perfect. So you see all these filters. These are just a HTML form. Allows you to enter information. And so if I want to do bundle deal on, let's just say we want to do flights. We could choosing from Pittsburgh. Oops, if I can spell it right, it automatically comes up and say I'm flying over to, I don't know if I can fly to Miami, Florida. So we'll say Miami International. So you have these options here. All this is doing is a web form that when you search, it's sending that over to somewhere else. Now it's going to ask me, hey, you know what? You need to choose a date. So let's say that we're flying out on the 27th, and let's say we're going through the 29th, and you hit search. All you're doing here is you're creating a request. You're sending this request to your managed bean. Your managed bean is saving that information and providing it to the other page. Look at that round trip. Wow. Prices keep dropping and dropping. So wow. Well, it's $2,000 now. It's $855. Well, look at that. 221. That's pretty good from what I was saying. So those are examples of ways of using a form request. So that would be an example. So if you're building an application, you can make the use of some of the JSF UI components. So for example, let me see, I actually have it here somewhere. One second. So I copy and paste this over here. Here's some of the different components that you could have. You could have the H form, which is your main form container. You have the H colon input text. That's for your text field. Here's the text area in case you're thinking about doing multi-lines. There's the checkbox, radio, list box, and so forth. So that's some of them that you're able to use. Once you have a form container set up, you could also add multiple entries, like I said, in the text area. So we've did that in the Java FX before. We could also, another thing I want to throw out here as a tip is when setting up these different components and namespaces, just going to pull this guy over here and just paste it somewhere. Sure. All right. So it's kind of similar. It has components, core components, HTML, facelets, and whatever. These websites right here are pretty good websites to get some good examples of stuff. So use that as a best practice type of thing. So first thing that we're going to do here, actually get into the coding now. Go back over here. I'm going to go under web content, do new HTML form file. That's it, form. I'm going to call it simple because that's what we're doing, something simple. If I get the simple, and we're going to do .html. All right. Be good if I spell it right. There we go. Hit next. Our template. I'm going to erase that in a second here. Boom. All right, so what we're going to do here in this case is we're just going to build a plain form. Nothing fancy at all. This form is just going to be basics. Let's see here. I'm going to copy and paste some stuff over that we used in the previous information. So like I said before, once you have something, copy and paste it. All right, so we got that right there. All right, we're gonna do H:head, and then title, student registration form. Okay, we'll say classes, whatever. So now I'm going to close that head off there and do, there we go. But you want to make sure the lines are evened up like that, else it doesn't look good. All right, so we need a body. Oops. Perfect. All right. Now the important thing is we need to indent in and do a form. I'm going to close that form. There we go. Automatically does it for you. All right, so we're going to type in first name, colon, and we're going to do H input. I did H:, input text, given name, ID equals first name. Then I'm going to do value equals hashtag, squiggly, first name. I'm going to give it a value that makes sense. Then I'm going to end it here. Then I'm going to do a BR tag. What's a BR tag? It's a bar. It gives you a space per se. So it, like if you're in Word and you hit enter a couple times, that's what you're basically getting here. We're going to create another one for last name, but what we're going to do is copy and paste this and reuse some code here. So we're going to call it last name. Everything is pretty much going to be the same. We're going to call it last name for the ID. And we're going to, oops, we don't need all that. There we go, call it last. Perfect. And we're going to use his BR tags again. That's wrong. So I'm going to copy this guy here. Paste it below. Now all we need is a submit button. Okay. So if we hit return and do H:, command button, see command comes up automatically. And my command button, I'm going to do value. Actually, not exactly how I want to write it. So I'm going to do H command button. Oh, geez. That's what happens when you don't look at the key. But I want it to be inside there. I'm going to say value equals submit. Then we're going to end it. All right, so I'm going to save that. Close it. Oops, right click on this. Run as on server. We want 8. We're going to move this over. Maybe. Let me find simple. No, that's not it. Oh no, my first app. That's fine. Second there, I was like, what the heck? All right, no problem. So we know it's my first app, and we know it's called Simple or Faces and Simple HTML. All right, what did I call it? Hold on 1 second here. All right, so we have this weird error message here. So I did something wrong. So let me see what I did wrong. Wow, crap. I forgot to do the HTML tag. We have it up here. I'm thinking that's what it is. I'm going to hit yes. Let's right click on it and restart the server. We want to start it. Let's see, it might not work. Let's see. Paste it in. There we go. So right now if I enter Jeff Seaman and hit submit, nothing's going to happen because we didn't program it to do anything. But right now we're just setting up our form per se. So this is be the first of a couple videos here. Right now, from what we did a couple things, and this will be part of your assignment, setting up these forms. I don't know if we'll get into a database this week, combining the form and database, because there's a lot of stuff that I have to get to before we get to the database, but it's a work in progress. Thanks for listening.